The security stuff is key. Obviously, we got the security risk of like corporate data on personal devices, right? Which is then someone loses a laptop and has all this customer information and don't even know I had the customer information. I mean, who knows? But there's another security risk, which is now you're wasting money on security. Like you buy DLP and it's like, oh, I'm using Gmail. You know, you buy all this network access protection, I'm using my 3G card. This is my favorite way to illustrate this, by the way. Have you seen this picture? Take a minute. This is our security budget. This is the way people spend money into IT security right now. And it doesn't matter. Build a longer fence to get a helicopter. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Because you can buy a helicopter for $30 on eBay now. So that's an issue. We have the knowledge leaving with the employee is a huge one. I mean, that's huge. It's the sales rep using their own sales force. It's the in the old days, it could be like, oh, a USB stick to dump everything down, but I can scan that and find out what's happening. Now the data never even goes into the company. Because look, if I'm using my Outlook to reflect it to my Gmail because I want like more than 500 megs of storage and I want to have it in the devices I want and the better capabilities and better availability and everything, how far, like, you think if I email my friends, I'm emailing from my Gmail account or my Outlook account, you know? Even if I'm not doing that, I can configure Outlook to hook into an Exchange server and to Gmail. And, you know, you can configure accounts and like priorities and how much that data never went in the corporation to begin with. So we have this massive knowledge leak problem of data leaking the corporation and data never even getting into the corporation in the first place. So what can we do about that? That's kind of where we are today. I don't know. You tell me. I mean, I know what we can't do, right? I've got a nice guide on how to fail at this. And the first thing I'm going to do is there's an advertisement that Citrix has right now. I'll read it to you. It's like, whatever. It's like, you know, Dilbert saying, Mordek, I need to access my company data from my iPad. And he's like, what? I help you. Every employee in the company is going to want the same thing. And Dilbert's like, what? To do their jobs more efficiently? And the IT guy's like, well, I cannot encourage that kind of thing. And Citrix is saying, leave employees to their own devices, learn more with Citrix Synergy. Okay, this is not to pick on Citrix, right? Is anyone from Citrix here right now? I love you guys. Here, look, seriously though, but look, I'm going to pick on Res, Wise, it's all the same thing. Here's the problem. They are talking about consumerization of IT like it's about device choice, right? Remember I mentioned it's not about BYOC, right? They're solving the BYOC problem. They're solving the iPad. Yeah, you can use your iPad with Zen Desktop, Zen App, like publish your apps. You can access your apps securely from outside the firewall. True, right? That's not the problem though, right? Like that is one thing, but let's be real. If I publish Outlook to your iPad, how many of you are going to actually use that? If you have an iPad, are you going to use this application on a 1024 by 768 screen that your big, greasy, ugly, fat fingers can't click small enough, and you move it across the screen and you smear it, and you can't click the corner, you have to minimize, and now it's down there, and then you got to zoom in with this thing, and it's like Outlook was made for a big screen with the mouse and a keyboard. Now, if only there were an email program that worked on the iPad. Oh yeah, it's built in, and it connects to my Exchange server directly. By the way, that's what we all use, right? Salesforce, same way. If your company says, you know, has their CRM application that they publish to your iPad with Windows, yeah, there's a Salesforce iOS app that's kind of badass, and you're going to do that, right? So the whole thing about using these devices, this is a great party trick, right? This is great for your executives to be like, I got everything on my iPad. And it's a great CYA. Like, I have used my iPad to like log into our server to do one little random thing here and there. I'll take the capability. Like, I'm not saying it's a capability you don't want. It's nice, but it's like my very like 4 times fallback. You know, I really am using the iPad for other things. So the people who are looking at the devices, use your corporate apps from your Mac, that's solving the BYOC problem, right? So my fear though is they, you know, big companies who do this kind of stuff, use the terms consumerization of IT and BYOC, they use those terms interchangeably. So you get the CIO who's like, oh yeah, I heard that consumerization of IT is a big problem. Don't worry, we solved it. We're using Zen Desktop, iPads, done, next problem. And that's like missing the point. Cool feature, gets you on the cover of Business Magazine about how badass you are for having so many iPads, but it's missing the point. So you're no more secure because of that. So that's one of the ways you can fail at this stuff is by like sort of like solving the wrong problem, you know? I should say, you know, another way you can fail at this is going at these pissant kids, like, right? Like, these are not pissant kids. This is your current marketing department, you know? These are the guys who invented your product. These are your purchasing and accounts receivables, and that's your CFO. So the whole, like, this whole pissant kid thing, every year that goes by, 2 or 3% more of your users are pissant kids. And again, the age is getting better and better because I'm technically not echo generation, but you just learned everything that I did to get around anything relating to remotely related to IT that my company's putting on me. So there's that. So if you treat this as just those pissant kids who want to do Facebook, and F them, they should not be doing Facebook, you're solving the wrong problem, and you will fail.